if you could just tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do.
So what I do, I'm a qualified physiotherapist in the private sector, seeing more like musculoskeletal conditions. And then I also fairly recently started working in pediatrics, so working with children, helping with their walking, which is really interesting but more analytical. And then I am a yoga teacher, teach yoga as well and Pilates.
And I'd love if you could share what was life like when we first connected in this coaching capacity?
I was feeling a little bit quite maybe overwhelmed because there was a lot of things going on. I was building up to a very exciting big life event. I got married in June. So I think it was good, but I just felt this like overwhelming feeling constantly, I'd say. So I just felt there was a lot going on in my life and I didn't feel in control.
Yeah, totally hear you. Would you say that was the biggest challenge that you were facing, basically that feeling of just there's too much going on in life?
I think so. Yeah, I felt this feeling of just not being able to kind of almost like keep up.
Mm.
It kind of felt like life was moving too fast and I wasn't able to keep up. And I think a big thing for me was that lack of self-belief and that lack of self-trust and
Mhm.
almost that bit of uncertainty of where life was taking me.
And was there anything that you had tried before we started working together?
Yeah, so I think this feeling had been bubbling for a while. I also had a house move as well, so there was like lots of things happening. So I tried, I massively found my yoga practice in the past has been really helpful and still is today really helpful. And that's part of the reason I wanted to do my YTTT and become a yoga teacher. So I think that definitely had helped. I tried kind of some general counselling as well to see if that would just help with that overwhelming anxiety feelings. But yeah, that's the main things that I tried. But I just still felt that I wasn't quite where I wanted to be.
What felt at stake if nothing had changed?
I think quite a lot did feel at stake because I was just getting quite exhausted
Mm.
and just feeling like I wasn't really living to the fullest. Not always. There was definitely times where I could, switch off, but especially during the week, I found that I was just trying to get through the day. And I just knew I didn't want to continue living like that. So
Mm.
yeah, so that's quite a big thing at stake.
Yeah, absolutely. Of all the work we did together, how did the coaching make you feel?
So the coaching made me feel very good, which was yeah, really nice to have someone to kind of reflect what I was saying. And it made me feel like I wasn't alone, which was really nice and really reassuring. And also made me feel very positive and just excited about the future rather than this feeling of overwhelm. It actually helped me to feel back in control of my life again and just see things a little bit clearer. So yeah, I found that made me feel overall really good.
What do you think it could be one, two, or three things that made the biggest difference for you?
So I definitely think having the regular check-ins was a big difference. Your kind of the way you brought me into those sessions, I found really helpful. So we normally would start with some breath work or just some sort of centering practice, which I found really helpful because it didn't feel rushed. And it felt like I could really think and I wasn't like watching or anything, which is maybe in the past I felt being tried some form of counselling. So that was yeah really helpful. I also absolutely loved the one-to-one somatic session that we did at the end. And I
Mm.
felt after that, obviously you gradually see differences as you go through the coaching, but that kind of final session just seemed to kind of encompass everything. And I felt I really benefited from being like physically because we did it in person, didn't we? one of the other things that was really helpful. And then also the in between sessions, third thing, in between sessions having a telegram.
Hmm.
So you were so good at replying to me and responding to me if I had something that I just needed to offer, or maybe a situation I was going into and just needed that little bit of extra support or advice. I just knew that you're there to help, which was, yeah, so amazing.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. And yeah, I love to hear all those things. So I'd love if you could share like what results have you seen specifically in life? So whether that's in the way you show up in relationships, in yeah, what kind of opportunities you go for.
So I think a big thing for me where I noticed that I was kind of struggling and a lot of the sense of overwhelm was feeling was more in my work career life. And I found that since working with you, I've gone for a lot more opportunities
Mm,
and I've been able to kind of arrange meetings with my managers and yeah, kind of progress in different roles that I do, which has been really nice. And I think I wouldn't have had the confidence or maybe the belief to kind of. So that was really nice. Yeah, really positive. And I think I just feel a lot more confident in my current roles as well. And I'm
mhm,
starting to get my passion back, which is really, yeah, really good to feel. And I don't kind of dread it anymore.
mm.
So that's important.
Yeah,
Um,
that's huge. Well done.
Yeah.
Congrats.
And then I think it's actually opened a lot of doors in terms of like friendships as
Mm,
well, which has been really interesting. I think because I kind of know myself better, I feel like I can then show up for other people as well, in a better way. So I feel a lot stronger in terms of there's been some friendships that have maybe just kind of through life being busy, maybe dropped off a little bit. And actually, I feel that I'm able to kind of connect with those people, yeah,
mm.
in a different way since and just be more
Oh.
present in those friendships. So.
And I love that because I remember when we very, very first met before we decided to work together, one of the things I remember this so distinctly you said was like, you feel this sense of obligation in certain friendships and certain relationships. So it's incredible to hear that you're feeling like just the words of saying, I feel I can be more present is
Mm,
so, so intentional, like you're choosing to be in that relationship and you're enjoying being in that relationship as well, which is incredible to hear.
yeah, absolutely.
And then beyond like these tangible external results, what do you feel has changed for you on the inside?
I think on the inside, I'm just putting a lot less pressure on myself. So I think we spoke a lot about this, that kind of internal pressure throughout my life to achieve and try and do my best in every single scenario. But actually, I think I've become a lot more accepting of all parts of myself and even accepting those parts that maybe I'm still not don't feel enough at, but I'm able to accept that. And I think that's kind of just took that pressure off and I feel just a lot more free to kind of be
Wow,
myself. Yeah.
that's amazing. Free to be yourself. I think that's a good goal for all of us to be aiming for. That's amazing. If I'm okay to, I'd love to share something I see in you as well.
Mhm.
I can see in you like a confidence as you come into more of these challenging situations that inevitably life will throw at us, and how just a sense of surety within yourself. Like I definitely noticed that as we progressed through our time together. So,
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think as well, maybe if I have come across a difficult situation in the past, I'd very much be like, oh, I'm in the wrong. I need to apologize and fix what that. But actually, I'm now, yeah, I think I've just got a confidence of being more self-assured and trusting what I believe is right and not second guessing myself and trying to run away from the situation. I feel like I can face things head on, which I couldn't probably
incredible.
probably do before.
And I kind of, with all that knowledge and all that recognition of what you feel now, if someone was sitting kind of on the fence, unsure about whether to do this work, what would you say to them?
I would say do it. Simple. So I was actually a bit unsure when we spoke about this, just because I had what I thought was a lot of things going on externally. And I thought, oh, maybe I'm not in the right headspace to be able to do this. And I was a bit unsure that it was going to be lots of kind of work that I needed to do outside of the sessions, as in allocate time to do the work. Whereas actually, I think what I found is it was a perfect time for me to do it.
Mm,
It's helped me to navigate some really, not necessarily just stressful, but some really big life experiences that have happened. And yes, there's obviously work outside of the one-to-ones, but it doesn't feel like a chore because the
mhm,
way that you kind of break it down, it makes it feel really manageable. And it's just those little, I think, little shifts that can make a huge difference over time. And I think you've given me so many tools because it's a continued process. And I feel like it's something that I can continue to build on and I can always come back to if I feel myself kind of slipping into maybe how I was at the start. So yeah, I would 100% recommend, I think I said this to you, I'd recommend it to anyone, like if you're unsure.
mm,
Yeah, I think
amazing.
it's great. And also
Oh,
I
thank
love
you.
your, I think because both have that yoga background, I feel like
Hmm.
that helped us to kind of connect instantly.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
good, good.
And then last thing is just, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I think really, obviously I was coming to you for just some more for that guidance to help me kind of figure out maybe where I was going. But actually, I feel what you did was uncover like way more and really help me get to kind of the root of how I was feeling. And you just helped me to challenge maybe some beliefs that I had about myself that were quite stuck and actually challenge these beliefs and help me accept that that's not the truth. Yeah, and I think that's helped me grow really. So I've loved it. I really look forward to the sessions, and I'm hoping we can carry on with something similar in the future.